The champs is here.
Yo, we out here on the track where the dreamers run. Each step a testament, yeah, we get it done. Crushing all the hurdles, breaking through the pain. The Texas sun shines bright as we train in the lane. Push it to the limit, never look back. Texas track dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. From Dallas to Houston, yeah, we're raising the bar. Every athlete's story, every victory a star. We hustle on the field, focus sharp like a spear. The clock's ticking down, but the finish line is near. With every single stride, we own the sound. Texas track dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. From Dallas to Houston, yeah, we're raising the bar. Every athlete's story, every victory a star. We hustle on the field, focus sharp like a spear. The clock's ticking down, but the finish line is near. With every single stride, we own the sound. Texas track dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. So lace up your shoes, let the journey commence. Texas track dad, we build the suspense.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. This is going to be the last show of the week, and it's been a busy week. It's been a busy week, guys. But I appreciate y'all tuning back in. We got another good one today. We're gonna talk some field events with Coach Dose. We're gonna bring him on in a second here, but I got to give my shout outs and then do my little run throughs or whatnot. Shout out to my guy over there at Trackborn. If you need any equipment, apparel, anything, holler at my guy over there at Trackborn. Hit him up, trackborn.com. All right, and holler at my guy if you're looking for some custom sprint spikes or shoes or anything like that. Holler at my guy at Pretty Kicks. You can find him on IG. I'll drop his link later on in the description. So let's go ahead and get into it and bring Coach on.
You're looking for some custom sprint.
Hey, Coach, what's going on?
Or anything like that.
Can you hear me, Coach?
My guy at Pretty Kicks. Find him on IG. I'll drop his link later on in the description. So
we might have a delay here. Hey, Coach, can you hear me? Coach, can you hear me?
Hey, Coach, what's going on?
How's it going, man? Everything good?
It's good. Hey, can you? It's a little echo right now, but can you hear me? Let's see here. Hold on one second.
No, it's delayed. Let me see. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
perfect. We good.
There we go. What's up, Coach? How you doing?
Everything good, man. Happy to be here tonight. It's an honor.
Yeah. It's and like I would tell you, Coach. Man, I appreciate what you're doing with your podcast. Because you're really supporting, the field events. And they don't get talked about a lot, They don't get talked about a lot.
Me too.
And I'm guilty of it too. Because I don't know a lot about field events. I mean, I know jumps. My daughter did jump a little bit, but I don't know a lot about field events. But I did throw shot put in middle school, but I was horrible, Coach. So they really I really
well, you understand then. You probably ain't had no coach. You was out in the back.
I don't think I was down in. I don't think I was down into it, Coach.
Nobody back there but you, your mom, and your coaches. No fanfare. You out there. You. It's a struggle, man. But
yeah. But it's man, it's something that needs to be talked about. More. And I just appreciate the way you going about it, man, getting the word out there and everything. But go ahead, do an introduction and tell us a little bit about yourself.
How you doing tonight, Coach Dose? My name's David, but everybody knows me as Coach Dose from Miami, Florida. I threw a little bit in high school, but like he was saying, I didn't really have no coaching. When I started throwing in high school, I started throwing in 10th grade. My coach gave me a VHS tape and was like, back in 1998, 99, and was like, here, this is the best I can give you. But I watched the tape, learned a lot of technique. I wasn't that big, but I increased, I was throwing my mid 40s, about 135, 140 in disc, about 150, 160 in jab, decent numbers, whatever. Went to college. When I finished college, I came home in about 2008. And that's when I started coaching. My old coach from my youth team was like, hey, we need some help out here with the throws. And, started then. I actually was, I didn't really know how to coach throws at the time, but I just trained them the way that I trained myself. And we were pretty successful, man. We, I say out of the 9 kids I coached, 6 of them went to school on full scholarships. Some of them broke their school records, Wake Forest, Arkansas, Little Rock. Then I kind of moved away from coaching by 2013 because I had 2 kids and my son was doing baseball, and just became a baseball dad, basketball dad, whatever. In 2019, we discovered that my daughter had a little bit of talent. A lot of people know her as Savannah, superstar Vanna. And we kind of jumped back in the game, and as she started winning and progressing, we started noticing that there was a lack of respect on the field side on the youth level. Like she won Junior Olympics in 2021 out of Houston. She won the shot and she won the javelin, broke the national record. And there were no pictures, there were no press releases, none of that kind of stuff for those kids. Not just her. It was a lot of records broke. You had Janiyah Simpson, a couple kids broke records. And there was no pictures of nothing, no video, nothing. And that's when we decided to make the field events matters, my wife and I. And we used Savannah kind of as like the forefront because, a lot of people knew who she was because of the things that she was doing on the field side. And we just took it from there, man. And through the grace of God, we've been able to make some good connections and it's really been growing.
Nice. So for the people who watching this, if they want to tune in to your episodes or go follow you with your podcast, where they need to go for that?
Well, they can follow me on Facebook under those Biblas, or they can go and follow our group, Field Events Matters on Facebook, and we run the streams through both pages. So you'll be able to watch it on mine, and you'll be able to watch it on Field Events Matters. Right now, we're doing the segment of national champions from the USATF Junior Olympics as well as the AAU Junior Olympics, and then we always switch it up. After a couple of months, we'll go to a different segment. We're gonna do some coaching clinics. Then we go to unsigned seniors, trying to get those kids some looks.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, man, that's good. That's good what you're doing because it's so many athletes, man, that need help with stuff you're trying to do, and I'm glad you took the initiative to put something together, because it's needed. And you say you do like unsigned seniors and all that,
Yeah.
do like
So
mentorship or is
well, it's not so much mentorship. We've been blessed, like I said, we've made a lot of nice connections. So it's about probably 30 to 40 college coaches in the group. And then we also know some other college coaches that aren't in the group. So we get those kids, we interview them just so the coaches can see outside of the numbers. Because you see numbers, but we want you to see the whole kid, what they want to major in, what do they like, how they overcame certain challenges and things like that in life. So you can paint a broader picture for a coach that might be able to try to recruit them. And then we try to link them up with coaches based on their major, based on, what area they might want to, go to school in and their best events. And we try to link them up that way. So, last year, I think we were able to find at least 3 or 4 kids at home. And, we just trying to just give those kids as much exposure as possible. That's one of the main reasons why we created the Field Event Matter brand, me and my wife, just to try to give these kids as much exposure as possible and give them some shine,
So is it kind of national thing, or is it just Florida, or as far as like if a kid from California, a field eventer, is looking for a school or something like that,
It's
or you
it's all
just
across America, man. We have
okay,
coaches
okay,
we have coaches from Washington, Seattle area, all the way down to Miami, New York,
okay,
Texas.
okay,
It's a broad reach.
okay, okay,
So
cool, cool,
yeah,
cool, 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 cool.
yeah.
All right, man, that's some good information. Because it's a lot of unsigned singers out there,
It's a
unsigned
lot. It's a
athletes and
lot,
stuff like
man.
that.
It's,
So
it's, it's a lot.
so those unsigned athletes, how would they get in contact with you? Just DM you or something like that, or
Yeah,
you have
they
an
can DM
email?
me or their coach can DM me. If they're
Okay,
in the group, then you can send the DM in the group.
okay,
And we'll make that, that announcement. We normally do it around like Octoberish.
okay, okay.
October, Novemberish, we start doing those, because that's when kids, really start biting you then.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. You're like, oh yes, yep, yep,
you
yep,
know, so
yep.
we try to do it around then, and then we do another one like around state time, April, Mayish,
Hmm.
when they got some numbers, and and the coach can kind of do a revisit.
Okay, okay, cool,
So
cool, cool, cool. That's some good. You have a website set up or anything yet?
no, we don't have a website yet, so we pretty much run
Okay,
everything through the Facebook,
okay.
and yeah, through the Facebook, and we do it. We take it that way right now.
Okay, so for everybody listening, just go to his Facebook page. I'll drop the
Yeah,
link in the description
yeah.
and everything
Or the
too.
or the Field Events Matter group on Facebook. You can go
Field
there as well.
Events Matter Group. Okay,
Mhm.
I need to make sure Am I in there? I have to
Yeah,
check.
you in there? You in there?
Okay, okay. So I'll share that link later on too. I add it to the show. But here we go. So you're right. Your daughter she's a celebrity. She's a superstar. She get it done. she be
You
getting it
did,
done.
definitely.
What is it like coaching your own daughter?
It's cool. It has its benefits, and it has its downfalls a little bit sometimes, because I always talk to some of my other coach friends that coach their kids too. Like, when do you turn it off?
Yeah.
It's different when you don't coach a kid. You don't. I mean, you're not a parent of a kid that you coach. When they leave, they leave. But your kid
Uh-huh.
come home with you. Ain't no days off. When it rain, we still go get some work in. So you just
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
find that balance.
Yeah.
But it's cool, like that's when we have our time, when we have our talks when she come home from school, like, how was school? If you got some things in life that she want to share with me that maybe she don't want to tell mom or something like that. That's when we get our long time, and we can connect that way. So it's a pretty cool bond that we have.
And I know we was talking before I hit that live button, man, because I used to coach my daughter at a early age. Of course, I wasn't an early age,
Yeah.
you know. But I was a football guy. I wasn't a track guy. I
Hmm.
before my daughter started running, I knew nothing about track. Honestly, nothing.
I got you.
Uh, and so I pretty much worked on her quickness because that's what we do in football. Quick feet.
Hmm.
That's the majority of what I worked on. And as she got faster, man, I'm just like, man, I don't know
You
what to
gotta
do.
find you gotta find somebody else to take over. Nah, I
Yeah,
feel you. I
yeah,
feel you.
yeah, yeah. And she looking at me, she like, Dad, what's up? I'm like, I don't know. What we do next? And like I was telling you earlier, she stopped listening to me. She's like, Dad, you just ran 40 yards, you in football, and you, you don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
nah, I feel you.
You know?
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think
that's when I always had to go out there, man. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I think for Savannah, she's real competitive. And
Yeah.
my son, there's a 3-year difference between the two of them, and he was, winning MVPs in basketball and dominating
Uh,
baseball, and she was just sitting on the side not doing nothing.
yeah.
And we tried to put her. I didn't really want her to be in sports. It was weird. Like, we put her in ballet, it didn't work. Gymnastics,
Mhm.
nothing worked. And then one
Yeah.
day we were sitting home, and my son had some weights, because he's a pitcher, and she
Uh-huh.
picked up one of the weights and threw it at him because he was bothering her. About a 2-pound weight. She threw about almost 10, 15 feet across the room. And I looked at
Uh-huh.
my wife. She was 5 years old. I looked at my wife. I said, man, I think she might be a shot putter. So I took her outside. All I had was the 4Ks, because the kids I was coaching was older at the time. And she threw the
Uh-huh.
4K shot put 8 feet at 5 years old, man. And I was like,
Wow.
oh yeah. I was like, okay, we got something here. and we worked. And later that year, maybe like 3-4 months later, she broke the national record at the club championships for AAU, and she ain't looked back since. You know,
she been on it since then, right?
Yeah, she ain't look back, man. So yeah, it's a blessing from God. You know, He gave her, and we're able to find it through a little adversity. You know, she hit her brother. Most parents would have been fussing at her, not us. I'm trying to figure. Once I saw her throw that weight, I was like, he'll be all right. Let's figure it out. Let's go outside and see what you got.
And it's tough, man. Bringing in somebody else, to take over, man, because you want to have that control, man. It's like, you really don't. It's hard to trust at the beginning.
It's very hard to trust.
When you bring somebody else in, but for me, I knew that the people that I was bringing in, man, they knew a lot more, and they can help my daughter more than I can, But it was tough, man. It was tough.
No, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. You got to make sure, like you said, you got to make sure the person you take them to is somebody you trust, and you have to learn how to also back away. Like she started school track last year, and I don't coach at the school. Well, last year I didn't coach at the school. And she would come home from practice and say, "Oh, what did y'all do today?" She said, "Oh, I was teaching the kids." I was like, "Well, nah, that ain't finna work." So I would tell her, just go to practice, hang out, and then we will practice afterwards. And then I spoke with the coaches, so I'm gonna coach at the school now. But we have a coach, Coach Heaven, that's gonna start working with her. So I can be dad, because at the end of the day, you want to be, you want to get to a point where you can just be dad and sit back, and enjoy the process,
Yeah. At least try to sit back, because it never works like that.
That's true. We always gonna say something.
We go side talk a little bit while we open.
You gonna say
side talk a little bit,
and they gonna look at you like, "I got it, Dad."
Yeah, I got it, Dad. I got it. And they look up, they'll look at you like, "All right, I'm watching. I'm watching."
Yeah, that's true. Those are facts.
But what grade is she in?
She's going to 7th grade now.
She's going to 7th grade. Yeah, man. So like with that school, man, the school is kind of tricky, starting with middle school too, man, because a lot of those, I'm not saying her school, I'm just speaking of middle schools in general. A lot of those schools, man, those teachers they don't know much about know much about the sport,
That's true. That's true.
And then they be in there for that extra money, but they do the best they can. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's why it's important, you probably have to do some outside stuff, and you got it, you know what I'm saying? Because like those middle school, man, it was rough, man. It was rough because they really don't know. But I can tell you this, the best thing to do is keep that communication open, with those coaches.
You definitely got to, and be respectful too. Like, like I knew what Savannah had, but we never went in. I never went to the coach and was like, "Hey, she don't want all these national championships. She top in her age group for this many years." Like we didn't go in on that. We went in. I let her make her friends. She threw, because when you have a kid of that caliber, that level, I'm talking to the parents now. The coaches eventually will see what the kid is. You don't got to go in bragging. You don't got to go in doing all that. After her first throw, the coach came over and he told my wife, because I wasn't at practice, he said, "Man, it's a record at this school I never thought would be broken, but she probably gonna end up breaking that record." So then we had communications with them, man. They actually moved her up to the high school team.
Yeah. Oh wow. Wow.
She's on varsity.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's the goal for this year.
Wow.
Yeah, the goal this year is to make high school state. She just missed it last year. So that's the goal this year.
And the shot put?
No, not shot. She's not there in javelin and discus. She's pretty much right there. Shot put, she got to get a little bit stronger because it's the high school shot put. But the javelin and discus, because they use the same weight for the rest of their life for javelin and discus.
Okay. So because you're in Florida, right? You're in Florida. So the middle school, they can compete with the high schoolers?
If you go to because they go to private school. So if you go to a private school that has a middle and a high school, Or if you go to a charter school that's like a, you know, a K through 12, or like a, you know, has a middle and a high school connected together, then those kids can run on the high school team, or they can play high school
I
sport.
got you.
Yeah, so a lot of
I got
kids do
you.
that down here for football. Like they'll go to like a charter school or a private school in 7th, 8th grade and play varsity football, and then once they get older, they move to the better schools. You know, so
Okay.
yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah,
Just
we
so
don't have that down
you
here
can get
yet.
some early reps and get some early numbers. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. How do you balance being a dad and a coach on meet day? I think we kind of hit on it a little bit.
Yeah.
You
On meet
trying to
day,
chill? Yeah.
on meet day, I'm coach. Well, I'll say this: driving to the meet, I'm dad. But once we park, I'm coach. Like, yeah, we go into coach mode. Me and my wife have a good. We do a good teamwork, because some meets I'm chill because I already know what's gonna happen. But you know, you have some meets where you know the competition go be there, and sometimes you can get a little too amped up, and you mess your kids up. You know, you make them nervous. You know, so
Yeah.
she does a good job of telling me, hey, you need to chill out because Savannah feeding off your energy. You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, so to the parents out there, you know, when you get, you know, to those meets and you might feel yourself getting a little over anxious, or you know, a little bit out of pocket, just cool yourself down a little bit. Trust the training. Trust that whatever you told your kid, you know, how you prepared them, that they'll be ready to go when the lights come on and it's time to, you know, time to do what you got to do.
Man, coach, you said something there, because those kids, they do feed off the parents, and
Yeah,
they can
no, they do.
tell.
They do.
They can tell. They can look at us from wherever they at on that track and tell that we don't like what they doing, or you know what I'm saying. So you got to make sure, you know, you keep it positive. You know, you got to keep it positive. Hey, as long as you're doing your best, and that's the way I go by. Make sure you're doing your best. You've been training all this time. Do the best you can. Let's go. Let's get it. You know.
And that's the same. That's the same message we have. Like I tell my her and my son, like, as long as you do your best, that's all I can ask for. Let the chips fall where they may. As long as you give me your best, we good. You know, you ain't gonna win everything. You know, you're not gonna PR every meet, but as long as you go out there and you give me your best, I can't ask for nothing else. You know.
And that's another thing, coach, is for some reason it's instilled in some kids that they're gonna win every race at an early age, but it don't work like that, you know.
No, it don't. It don't.
I can't name one track and field athlete that won everything, field events,
Nah,
running, whatever. You can't do it,
tough.
you know.
And this is something too, because we always have these conversations with my boy Ricky Dunnigan, one of my real good friends. As a parent, don't run from it. You know, like some parents look at that performance list I'm talking about the youth level. They look at that performance list and you'll see a certain kid coming to a meet, so you won't even put your kid in that meet. Nah, you can't.
Yeah.
If you want your kid to be at that level, they gotta fight. They gotta fight every day. Every day. You gotta fight. Every meet. You gotta go. You know, like, and they'll win and they'll lose. It happens. Like Savannah, from 6 to 10, she never lost. And then at 11, she lost. It was hard. She was crying. But I said, hey, now what you do? Do you stay down and cry, or you get up and work hard? That's it. You know, you got comfortable. You know, sometimes when you win too much, you get comfortable. And you don't work as hard. You know, other people other people tired of losing. You know, so they go be they go be out grinding, because when they see you, they want to knock you off. It is what it is. You know, we all competitors in this thing.
Every loss should teach you something. You know, you should take something away from it.
Yeah,
and I was just talking to Coach Alex about this last night. Every successful person, they failed multiple times. they become business, no matter if they are a business owner, a professional athlete, whatever.
Yeah,
they fail, but they learn. You know, and that's the key. You got to learn from it. You know, and
you got to learn from it. What we did with Savannah was, when she was 5, I made her throw against 8-year-olds, and she got beat every week. She would get 9th place, 8th place. And then one meet, she finally got a medal, because there's only 3 kids. She got a little bronze medal. She was so excited. And the next week, it was 4 kids, and she got a 4th place ribbon. And she took that ribbon and ripped it up. And that's when I looked at my wife. I said, okay, she ready now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's and she hadn't lost. She went like 4 years in a row after that. She didn't lose. But you gotta build that dog in your kid. You know, you gotta let them taste that adversity, you know, and let them and say if this what you really want, okay, now we finna go get it. Now if it ain't what they want, find what they like to do and run with that. But if it's something they like to do, you know, they gotta learn how to face adversity. They gotta learn how to face challenges, and they gotta learn how to overcome it, or they're not gonna have a long career in this sport. Because you know, you already know how track is, but track is very unforgiving. If you come out your blocks, you come out the block a half second too late, the race over.
It's over. It's over with.
You know, you slip on your rotation with that shot put. You know, one throw. Now you in your mind, your mental gone. The day's done. You know, so how do you bounce back from that? You know, so you got to teach your kids that don't cuddle them. You know, don't coddle them. Don't, you know, let them face it. It is what it is. If they cry, you know, wipe their tears and say, okay, now tomorrow we grind harder. That's it. You know.
Yeah, you teaching them right, man. Because like I say, the older she get, the stiffer that competitions go get.
Yeah.
And when you get to college, everybody good.
Trust me, she found out. She found out this year we went to regionals. She actually did really good at high school district. She got second, third, and third. And she was feeling good. And we got the district. She saw how, I mean, we got the regional. She saw how big them girls was. She got so nervous.
I'm telling you, man. It's crazy out there, man. And you talk about like when you get to college, everybody on the team, sprints, field events, everybody state champions on the team. You know what I'm saying?
They all dogs. So what what you gonna do?
Exactly.
They all dogs, right. You know. So it's you gotta prepare them, man. You can't hide. You can't hide in track. You cannot hide in track.
How do you keep the training fun while you pushing your daughter to compete at a high level?
We try to do games, you know, sometimes like we'll do, or like I'll compete against her sometimes, or we do like prizes or like bribes, you know, like if you hit this, then we can go get some Slurpees or some ice cream. Or you can go on Amazon and get something, you know, things like that. But there are times where like when we coming up on like a JO season, or like when we was getting ready for districts or regionals, it wasn't fun. You know, I had to let her know. I say, listen, these next 2 weeks, I need it. Daddy's gonna be mean in practice. But like my motto is always, you hate me now, but you gonna love me on Saturday. You know, that's always been my motto. You know, so we keep it fun, don't get me wrong, but when it's time to grind, we go grind. So sometimes she don't like me. Sometimes she come in the house and my wife be like, what you did to her? I say, she'll be all right.
But she get over it.
Get over it. But when Saturday come and she walking around clinging, you know, with them gold medals on her neck, she happy, you know. So
that's good, man. That's good, man. You know, long as she, you know, she enjoying it and everything, you know. And
Now we try to keep the main thing, and like I tell both of my kids, if you don't really want to do this, then we'll find something else. But if this is what you want to do, then we gotta work. But you definitely got to keep it enjoyable, especially for the younger kids. Like I be seeing people screaming at their kids at track meets and stuff. It's not it, bro. There's no college scouts at a 10-year-old track meet, 11-year-old track meet. You know, it's nobody out there. Let them enjoy it. Let them learn. Let them grow. And then once you get 13, 14, 15, now we go really see what we're working with. But you know, don't be beating up the babies. Let the babies enjoy it, have a good time. You know, get their juices and whatever, and you know, you know.
I always say this, man. If the athlete, if they're not enjoying what they do, man, they doing it for somebody else. They're not doing it for themselves.
Yeah, you know you have a lot of kids or a lot of parents that, especially with social media now, they try to live through the kid, or you try to put the kid out there so you can go viral, or you know, things like that. But you know, you gotta, I don't know, man. You gotta, you know, if the kid, like you said, the kid's not enjoying it, then find something else for them to do. There's so much other things out here for kids to do, for them to be running around the track crying and hating life every Saturday, that ain't cool.
Yeah, and I just seen, man, like good athletes fall off on a youth level because so much pressure was put on them by the parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when they get close to their senior year, they done with track. I'm talking about I'm talking about athlete. They probably they would have with D1. You know what I'm saying? If they stuck with it. But I just think, man, sometimes that pressure get too much, man, and that mental health is no joke. You see
No,
what I'm
it's not.
saying? And
It's not. It's not.
it's no joke, man, and it just eats away at them, man, and they just finally end up quitting.
Yeah.
But like you say, man, you got 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds. No reason why parents should be in their face yelling at them
No,
because
it's
they didn't
not,
get
bro. It's I
because
don't
they
know,
didn't
man.
get
Like,
first at 100.
listen, I look at it like this as from a parent standpoint. We done got up early in the morning. You done spent all this money. We in this hot sun. If the kid ain't enjoying it, why you putting yourself through all that? It's so much other stuff you can be doing with your time and your money if
Yeah,
the kid's not enjoying it. Like
yeah.
we had one year where we were at the clubs. It was in Orlando,
Uh-huh.
and before the track meet, she said, "Daddy, I'm tired. I don't think I can go to Junior Olympics." So I was like, "All right, cool." I say, "Well, if you break these records, then we'll go to Disney World." She was like,
Uh-huh.
"Really?" I was like, "Yeah." She broke 2 records, bro.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And the next day we was on the roller coasters.
Yeah, I was
You know,
like,
I wanted to go to Junior Olympics, but she didn't want to
yeah,
go. So I say, look, you
yeah,
break these records, we ain't going nowhere. We go to the roller coasters. Next day we was on the roller coaster, season over. But you gotta listen to your kids. She
yeah,
said,
yeah,
"Daddy, I'm tired. I don't really, like this year we didn't even do summer track.
yeah.
We finished at the middle school state championships in May, and that was it. Season was over. We
Hey,
went on a real family vacation this year with no track meets.
yeah. Hey, coach. Those Happy Meal and Disney World brides, man, get those PRs sometimes,
Man,
man.
man, she hit them numbers I ain't never
Yeah.
seen. We had been looking for 30 feet all year, man. She was stuck at 27. I told her Disney World, she went 31.
Hey, as soon as they hit it, coach, they coming looking for you too, coach. They coming looking
she
for you.
uh, she already in the phone, got the tickets in the cart. Hey, here you go.
Oh man. Coach. So what advice would you give to other parents who are coaching their kids?
Well, one, you know your kid, right? So you know what make your kid tick. You know what make your kid, do what they need to do. Listen to your kids because your kids will tell you when they're tired. They will tell you when they do want to go work. They will tell you when something is hurting. So listen to them. Push them. You have to learn how to separate the mom and the dad from the coach because sometimes you can see your kid got more in them, but the mom and dad come out and you be like, okay, we're not gonna do more today. But that's when the coach got to step in and say, nah, we got 3 more reps in us. We got 4 more reps in us. You got another 100 in you. You got another couple throws in you. And when you get, and you just gotta and know your limitations, right? So what I mean by that is if you know there's something that you don't know, put your ego aside and let somebody else come in and work with your child. Don't have your ego so big. It's like, oh, that no, it ain't about you getting the credit. It's about your child getting better.
Yeah.
If somebody else coming, like I give credit to anybody that's ever worked with Savannah or poured into Savannah, I give them credit because it's not just me, it's a village. And you don't have that ego and make it seem like it's just me. No, listen. Everybody done have more than one coach. So don't think that you gonna be your child's only coach. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
be open-minded.
Yeah. That's the main thing. And I just want to apologize to IG, man. I had another screen open and got some people on here commenting. I'm just not seeing it. Coach Mark Fisher. He said, yeah, field events matter. Coach Jones with elite training, field events don't get any love. Plan on hosting all field events clinic in Charlotte, October 25th for all jumps and throws.
Connect,
Coach
yeah,
Jones.
connect with us, coach. If he on Facebook, connect with us so that way we can promote your clinic, man, and get more people out there to it. Because
Yeah, Coach.
huh?
Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
because we got a lot of people in that area, that North Carolina, South Carolina area. We have a lot of people in the group and a lot of people that we know in those areas that could come out to his clinic.
Yeah, Coach Jones. If you look on the description of this show, I got Coach tagged on there, so you can hit that tag, send them DM, so y'all can get that together. Coach Jones with Elite Training also said job. He said, "Well done, good job." Let's see what else we have here. He said he go check you out, give you a follow. Coach Fisher said, "Well done, Coach. Great vision. Keep up the good work." So
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
sorry about that. Sorry
No, you
about that.
good.
IG. I had another screen open there. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right about that. Coaching your child, it can be a challenge.
Yeah, no,
it, it,
it
it,
definitely can. It definitely can.
it can be a challenge, and you got to know when to say when too, and when to move on, when to go ahead and just get somebody else in there that can do more than you can,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
So they got more experience with. Maybe they
yeah.
was a pro sprinter or pro thrower, or you never know, because you're gonna have to get that in there. You're gonna have to get those professionals in
You
there
definitely will.
because when you get to a certain level, the only way you're gonna win is your technique is gonna have to be better. That's the only way, because everybody's
Right.
gonna be good,
Get
and
you
that's gonna be your edge.
I'll say this too.
Uh-huh.
Find somebody that connects with your kid. A lot of times
Exactly.
we look at results. This
Yep.
coach is getting his results. Oh man, this coach got all these champions. That coach might not be a good fit for your kid. Find a coach that know what they're doing. Don't get me wrong, but that can
Mhm.
connect with your child and to get the best out of your child. Also, you wanna make sure you have that.
Yeah, that's very important. You don't want to just go to somebody just because they the thing that's going, or they're popular, or whatnot, or they're gonna work good with your kid.
Yep. Are
And
you gonna work good with my
and
kid? That's facts.
and the way you know is look at your kid, because you know your child, right?
You know
You
your
gonna
child.
know. They don't even have to say nothing. You will know, just
Mm-hmm.
by they mannerisms, and you will know. So just make sure you
Yep.
pay attention to that. Good stuff, coach. Good stuff. Um, let's see. Now, this is one of the questions that came up. It's kind of like a technique question.
Okay.
Do you follow a glide or a rotational technique?
Me personally, I'm old school, so I glide. My daughter
Okay.
glides. She spins in discus. We haven't transitioned to the rotation yet, but
Okay.
we will be rotating by the time she gets to high school. So in about 2 years. It depends on the athlete. If you
Okay.
think the athlete can pick up the footwork for the rotation, I will start them early because more colleges are moving towards the rotation. So you
Okay.
don't want that kid to be handicapped. Like a coach will still take a kid that's gliding, and because I had a girl, she was gliding 43 her senior year. She got a full ride to Arkansas Little Rock, but then they made her rotate. So she lost a couple of feet her freshman year, and it kind of set her back.
Okay.
She ended up doing her thing. She broke the school record, won conference and everything. But if she had started the rotation in high school, I think she'd have went further along once she got to college. Um, so I would say start the rotation early, but
Mhm.
let them get the fundamentals first of the footwork, where their feet need to be on the release
Mhm.
angles, how to hold the shot, how to release the shot. Like I know we look on TV and we see everybody doing these things, but make sure the kids have the fundamentals first.
Yeah.
Don't skip over the fundamentals, like how to get the arm up, all those things. You want to make sure they got the fundamentals first, then you move on to actually moving with the shot in your hand. So make sure they got that stand and throw down first, and then you move either to the
Uh,
glide or the rotation.
and so the rotational is the way to go now, because you said
Yeah,
college is college.
pretty much most colleges you rotating, boys and girls.
So
The glide is kind of like a lost art. You know, some
So
people still
what?
do it, but
Yeah. So why would a coach change, that technique? Do they just think, well, the throw is going to be better if they switch to rotation rather than standing with the glide, or they say that the glide technique is kind of old school?
yeah, it's old school, but it depends, on body type. It depends on
Okay.
footwork. To me, you do get more out of the rotation, like more force and more torque and more buildup.
Mhm.
However, if you're not careful, you go scratch about 4 or 5 of your throws with that rotation because
Uh,
that's what I'm saying. You want to make sure you got the release angles and everything before you start. Work on some South Africans. Like which is like a half spin.
mhm.
And drills. You got to drill. That's the thing that people don't understand when they see these people doing these rotations. These people drill. Like I'm talking about like 1,000 like 1,000 spins a day. Like they are just drilling. And that's the boring part. That's the part that people don't see.
Yeah.
Where your daughter jump, even the sprinters, like you do a lot of drills,
Yeah.
hurdlers and things like that. Like it's a lot of drill work, a lot of 180s, 360s.
Mhm.
Um, so hold on one second.
All right.
What happened to my screen?
Yeah, coach fixing the screen real quick. Let's see if I can. Can you still hear me, coach? Let's see. He might have timed out. Let's give it a second. All right, let's do this. All right, we try to get coach back. Y'all just hang with us real quick. Let me send him this. All right. Let me close this and we'll bring him right back. All right, let's do this. One second. We'll give it a few more minutes, see if he get back in here. All right. All right, I'm gonna get about 5 more minutes, guys. Let me see if I can.
Okay, I'm in.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me get this turned off.
Are you good?
All right,
You
there
know
we
what?
go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you know what happened is because it's through IG, and I didn't realize my IG had a limit.
Oh, it does. Oh, I didn't even know that myself. Oh, okay. Let's
Yeah,
see.
so that's what happened. Because I normally go through Facebook, but yeah, I had an hour limit on IG, but I just took it off, so we good.
Cool, 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 cool. Let me do this here. All right. Um, so um how do you help Savannah improve on explosiveness and power without losing technique?
We do a lot of short sprints, hill work. We do a lot of hill work.
Okay.
Jump squats, jump rope. Jump rope is your best friend, throwers, like a boxer. That jump rope. We do a lot of long jump techniques, ankle dribbles,
Uh-huh.
frog jumps, you know, single leg bounds.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a lot of jump work. We're starting now to transition to have her jump over hurdles because she was afraid. So we started with the mini hurdles, and now we're going up to like regular size hurdles.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, but we do a lot of technique work. Like
Okay.
we have got into weights a little bit, but not much. We still do a lot of body weight stuff. So push ups, body squats. Yeah, but we do a lot of lower body stuff. Lower body
Okay.
is very important, and abs and back. She hates ab work, but
So
abs
so
abs and
on
back is
no
very important too.
on those good throws, where would you say what part of your body is going to produce the most power?
Your hips,
The big hips.
your thigh hip area. Yeah, the
Okay.
most important is between your chest and the knees.
Okay. Okay.
That's the part that you got to make sure that is solid, and
Mm,
it transfers up, you know.
gotcha.
So the feet, but from that chest to that knee, to me is very important. That's like the strike
Mhm.
zone. Like if that's good, and you can get that torque, with that core,
Yeah.
that turn, then it'll rotate your shoulders, and you know you'll produce some good throws.
Make it good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, coach, I was doing it all wrong when I was throwing, man. I ain't
Yeah,
do nothing.
and hula hoop too, especially for
Yeah,
younger
oh,
throwers.
really? Okay.
Hula hoops,
Okay.
yeah, and you can
Yeah.
make it a game.
Yeah.
You can go to the dollar store and get them for cheap.
Uh-huh.
And you got some younger throwers. You be like, who can do the
Yeah.
most hula hoops? and they don't know. They having a good time. They out there just hula hooping, don't realize you getting that hip rotation, you working the hips, you know. So with the younger throwers, you make everything a game.
Gotcha.
Like we even used to do they used to look at me crazy. We would do because I coach flag football too. So I would bring flags out, and it was kind of there's a game called Sharks and Minnows or whatever. But I'll put all the flags on one kid, and then I make like a little barrier where they, you got to stay inside of this area, and you make that kid juke the other kids trying to not get his flags taken away, but they don't realize you're working on footwork.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
look,
Try to keep it fun for them, but they still working at the same time.
And they having a good time. They're out there having the ball, and they working. So little things like that.
Yeah, that is important at a young age. How important is mental confidence in the ring, especially at the youth level?
It's very important. It's very important. To me, it's the most important. Savannah she went through a little bout this year. Like I told you, she had finally lost, and it kind of messed up her confidence a little bit. And we actually, Nicole Evans, she's really good. True You Mindset. She's out of Columbus, Ohio. We were able to connect with her through Facebook. She did a whole seminar in the field events group, and she actually works with a lot of athletes in the group. They started working with her after that seminar. But she's Savannah's mental coach, and and her and Savannah, they get in there for an hour. We let them. She's in the room, and she just talks to Savannah, and they hash things out. And that next meet after she had talked with Savannah, and Savannah was going through her mental struggles, she won. And as a 6th grader, she won the middle school state championships in javelin. The next meet, it's the mental confidence to me is the most, because I don't care how physical your attributes, all that. If the mind ain't there.
Yeah. And Coach, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, man. Because I want parents to hear this, and there's nothing wrong with you taking your child to a sports, psychologist, mental coach, or whatnot. Because I took my daughter, because she started running in Taft, right?
Okay.
So when she transitioned over to AAU in USA, nothing against Taft, but it's different.
Yeah,
it's different. And when she made that transition, she was like, "Dad, how am I supposed to beat these girls and they the size of my big sister?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real.
It's a mental thing, And we took it to a sports, psychologist, mental coach, and dude, I think about 2 weeks, and it was over. It was over and done, But I do think that parents need to recognize that and treat it, get some treatment.
Because you can only tell a kid suck it up so many times. Like sometimes, like you say, your kid, and if you can see something's bothering your kid, a good parent is gonna figure out how we can get over this hurdle together. And we religious. I believe in God. We have faith. But there's some things where you have to go and get outside help. We pray on it. Don't get me wrong. We go pray and we go read Bible scriptures and we go do all that stuff. But there's still times where you got to go find help, where your kid can be able to do what they need to do and compete on the level that they need to compete at.
Yeah. And it's better to catch it where they're young, to get it treated or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's I'm telling you, it is just going to do this. It's going to take off.
No, you 100%. You 100% right.
Yeah,
you're 100% right.
And Coach, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm very glad you brought that up, because I think some parents they really need to hear that. What are some common mistakes you see young throwers make, and how do you correct them?
Well, in shot put, most kids, because most kids grow up, throwing baseballs, footballs, things like that. So with shot put, they automatically try to throw it like a ball, and you find out real quick that ain't gonna help. Your arm gonna start hurting, things of that nature. people start moving too early with the implements, kind of like what we talked about earlier. They start spinning too early. You know, you start gliding too early. One of my biggest pet peeves is javelin. Where you see kids use the whole javelin runway and then stop right before they get ready to throw. Like, it's so counterproductive. You wasted all your energy running when you could have literally just stood still and probably had a better throw. So I would say, like I said, with kids, before you start moving, learn how to throw the implement standing still. That's the most important thing. I don't care what the implement is, javelin, hammer. You know, hammer, you got to do a little movement, whatever. But javelin, discus, shot put for the younger kids, learn how to throw it before you start moving. Before you start gliding, rotating, running down the runway, doing crossovers, all of those things, learn how to throw it standing still. And then once you get that down, now we can go into the next steps.
Yeah, that's yeah, coach. That's some good stuff, and I think it's important to not ignore the the mistakes,
Yeah,
and
don't
and just
ignore
let
it,
them
but
know. Yeah,
just
just
let
let
them
them
know.
know.
Like,
This is how you correct it. Yeah.
because this is the misconception, which I'm pretty sure you can testify the same with your daughter. People see them, once they start doing what they do. But people weren't there when Savannah, first time she picked up a javelin, she threw it 12 feet. Now she in the hundreds with ease. But them first couple of weeks, we wasn't hitting. It was
Tell you,
it was a
it's rough.
struggle.
Yeah, yeah,
First time she
yeah,
picked up a discus, 30 feet. Like,
yep,
it's a struggle.
yep,
But you got to go through them humps. You got to work. It's the
yep,
things that people don't see, the technique. Like
yep,
the reps. The technical work, hours and
yeah,
hours and hours and
yep,
hours of
yep,
boring technical work that nobody want to do. That's
yep.
what produces the results.
hmm And I think the most important thing too when they get knocked down, um, is it's important for them to get back up
Yes,
and
sir.
continue. And
Yes, sir.
you will determine if this athlete's gonna be a dog or not. Are they gonna
Yes,
stay in
sir.
the fight? Or are they gonna be like, you know what, I'm good?
Yes,
You
sir.
know, I think uh, that's why. So life, man, something's gonna happen. You're gonna fail. I don't care if it's work, I don't care if it's sports,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's life. Everybody's gonna fail at something, right? Then if you stay down there, feel sorry for yourself, and don't get up, it's
You'll stay down there. Yeah, you gonna be there forever.
you go be there forever.
You gonna be there
And
forever.
when you're teaching your kids at an early age to get back up, man, you building something right there.
Yes,
You
yes.
building more than an athlete.
You're building character,
You
man.
building character. You see what I'm
Building
saying?
character. And that's a
They, yeah, go ahead.
and that's what we teach in our program, like through sports. We tell kids that when a kid hits a milestone in sports, I say now you can take that same thing to classroom. The same
Mm-hmm.
work you put out here and you were able to, hit that PR and get to the numbers you wanted to get to. Now
Yeah,
take that same mindset to the classroom. You
yep,
study, you put the work there, then you'll get
yep,
those same results on the test. And then, like
yep,
you say, then you can take that on when you get a job,
yep, yep,
and you can move up the corporate ladder or whatever your profession is.
yep,
But you learn them lessons as a kid in sports.
yeah, yeah. You do it, and just like those man, coach, those PRs, man. I don't know about you, coach, but I can never tell when my dogs go PR. She do it when I least suspect. You go to me. She's like, yeah, today is PR day.
Yeah,
Today is
nah,
PR day.
yeah.
Be like, what the?
Man,
Then
yeah. Vanna back was like that too. Like, we'll have an
yeah,
amazing week of practice. Amazing week of practice. And I'm sitting there like, oh, we gonna have some fun today. And she'll go out there and not hit the numbers. And I'm like, bro. And then we'll have a horrible week of practice and she get to the meeting
go out
show
there
out.
and
And I'm
kill it.
like,
Go out there and kill it. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
crazy, man. It's crazy.
yeah. No, it is.
Yeah, because man, you teaching us some good stuff, coach. We go jump into the track and field your podcast a little bit, then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
What inspired you to start the Field Events Matter podcast?
Like I said earlier, just to give the kids a shine. We were noticing so many you know, not to take nothing away from them kids on the track because they doing their thing. And I'm a track and field guy. Like I love it all. I love the running, the jumping, the throwing. But we just wanted these kids to have the same opportunities that the kids on the track get, you know. So we started the Field Events Matters. We started doing interviews because I thought it was cool, you know, after, you know, J.O.'s Mouth Split does the interviews. I thought that was cool. But not every kid got an interview. So we took it upon ourselves to start doing interviews at the meets. And then we say, you know what, let's do it on Facebook where we can get a little bit more in depth. And we can get more people around the country to get to know these kids. And that was cool. It's like we built a nice little community, man. So like when people go to meets, like I had so many people inboxing me this year from JOs, like, man, I got a chance to meet so and so. Oh, I invited I invited these people to the group.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a family. You start to connect with people because you never know these kids might end up. You know, they might end up in college together. You know, you never know. Or you have people in your neighborhood that you didn't even know, you know, 2 blocks away from you that did the same thing you did. Now you guys connect, you know, and you can build a bond outside of track and field too. So it's been pretty cool. But we started it, man, just to get these kids, like I say, to shine, because we noticed on the field event side that a lot of kids were not getting the recognition that they deserved. So that was something that we really wanted them to get.
And why is that, Coach? Why do you think that the spotlight on field events is kind of dim?
Well, it's not quote unquote sexy like the 100 meters, you know. Because not just field events, there's other things out there too, like long distance and stuff like that, you know, race walk or whatever. But we focus more so on field events because that's what, you know, my daughter did. But you know, on the high school level, if you go to a high school track meet, winter field events first, early in the morning. Ain't nobody at the track meet yet. Most tracks, the field events are all the way in the back, you know, across the street. There's no announcer, you know, saying the results or calling out their names when they're throwing. So they don't get that. You know, when the kids on the track running, you got the announcer in the booth calling out their names. So and so coming down the track. So and so just broke a record here. A field event kid break a record, you probably won't even never find out.
Yeah.
You know, it's only been one meet I went to, and they do a great job, Speed Capital, where they stopped the meet, and they made everybody stop, and they watched the national champions of javelin throw in the middle of the field, and they gave and Savannah was actually in tears. She's like, "Oh my God, that actually called my name." Because nobody ever does that, you know. And that's what we've been fighting for, and that's why we do what we do. Because those kids, not just my daughter, we don't do it just for her, but those kids deserve that, you know. And we've been fortunate, you know, we've been able to connect with Coach O, you know, Marshawn Atkins, you know, Reggie down here in Miami. And we've been able to with AAU, man, they've done a great job. You know, they probably didn't like us in the beginning. They used to call my wife Twitter fingers because she would send up an email in a heartbeat, man. But they've done a great job, and they've done a lot of changes. And I don't know if you noticed, like, we was putting a lot of stuff out that AAU was putting from Junior Olympics. They was all over the field events, man. You know,
that's good.
You know,
that's good.
Putting them out on social media and stuff like that. You know, so it's been a great change, and we look forward to it being even greater in the coming years.
So did they stream the field events at JOs?
Yes, they did.
They
did. They did.
Cool. And it's good that you're
still working on getting a little announcer over there, but they are streaming it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, keep working on it.
Still working.
You getting some good feedback. You making some things happen.
Yeah. Now, like I said, we got a great community, man, and we put a message in the group, man. Everybody hit that email. You know, they make them phone calls and things start moving. You know, you can do more with numbers. You know, you can do a lot more with numbers. So we've been fortunate to have a good group of people rocking with us.
So Sharika, I think it's Sharika on IG. She says the throwing community is the most supportive environment.
It's very supportive. And I love it. You know, like everybody want to see the kids do great, even if it's not your kid. And that's what I love about it. You know, it's not no hating and jealousy over there. You know, if a kid beat your kid and they came out in PR, everybody go celebrate that kid like it's their own. You know, and when they on that podium, everybody's celebrating that kid, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. And you have coaches, you know, you might see a kid that they don't have a coach. So you step in and just give them a little bit of technical help. Say, hey, look, do this a little bit differently, or maybe try this and see if it works. You know, it's a real great community, man. It's really great.
And that's what the kids go remember, man. They go
Yeah,
remember those moments. And one
that's
day you go be you might be sitting at a pro meet watching Savannah, somebody go tap you on your shoulder, be like, hey coach, you remember that time you helped me with this?
yeah.
Look at me now,
No,
you know, because you never
it's
know.
you never know, man.
You
And
never know.
like we started coaching to get kids. When I first started coaching back in 2008 was to get kids free school. That was my goal.
Mhm. Yeah.
Get you in school for free. You know, I was able to go to school for free. So that was my goal. Get you in school for free. And now that's still the goal, but now we also want to get you a little bit of shine because, you know, now we got NIL, you know, the kids can actually get a little bit of change in their pocket also.
Yeah.
So why not help them? You know, and now we
Mhm.
got social media, so let's use it for
Yeah.
the positive, you know.
Yeah. And for the athletes who are interested in that NIL, make sure you are making content on your social media. Make sure you posting that because they wanna see what first they want to see what
They
type of
want to
person
see
you are. So make sure
facts,
your social media is clean.
facts,
Um, Second, they want to see what type of content you can make, you can produce.
facts.
As far as the followers or whatnot, it's just going to depend on the business or whoever is doing the NIL because
Mm-hmm.
some NIL partners they go after the athletes with a lot of followers. Some don't. It
Yeah,
just depends. But you
yeah.
got to learn how to you're gonna have to promote yourself.
You gotta learn how to promote
It,
yourself.
is the main thing, and I'm telling you, it's they give them out a lot. They
No, they
give them out a
do. They
lot.
do. And
Yeah.
and even if you're not getting NIL, I'll tell you this because it happened to me. Savannah was, I think, 10. We went to a college track meet, you know, because I had one of my kids was throwing close down, you know, close to home. And he was like, hey, coach, he's in college. He's like, coach, I'm coming close down. Come out and see me throw. I said, all right, no bet. We'll definitely come and see you throw. And we out there and we just sitting down watching. And the head throwing coach came over and was like, hey, Savannah, how's it going? I'm looking like, how this man know my daughter? And he was like, oh, yeah, we've been following her. 10 years old, bro.
Yep.
And so you
And
never know who's watching. So like he said, keep it clean.
yep.
But post on there. They love to see the work that these kids put in. Post the work
Yep.
that they do. Post, you know, celebrate them. You know, they got so many people against them. The world is against them sometimes. So, you know, celebrate them, encourage them, uplift them. That's the least we can do as parents and coaches
Yep.
to help navigate these kids through this world, you know.
Yep. And you preaching right now, coach. Because everybody's gonna have a bad day.
Yeah, yeah,
It's gonna happen, and you got to be there to support them. And I know it's easy to get caught up in a hype, especially at the youth level. But you got to be there. You got to be there for them. You got to be by their side
yeah,
because I didn't. Well, my wife didn't cry. I didn't cry. My daughter didn't cry. We wiping tears with it. Hey, but we got right back at it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a part of it, and that definitely makes that athlete stronger when you
no,
there.
it does. It does. It does.
When you
And
there.
for them to have your support also, you know,
Yep.
because they're kids and you know they strong, don't get me wrong, but they still need that support. They
Yep.
still need, you know, mom and dad, auntie, uncle, grandma,
Yep.
somebody there to lean
Yep.
on and to, you know, to sometimes they might have to cry on your shoulder.
Yep.
You know, sometimes
Yep.
they might have to tell you some things, you know, but
Yep.
be that shoulder or be that listening ear. Don't
Yep.
always be, you know, down on them or you know, or belittling them. Nah, they're kids too. Like I know they might do some great things, but at the end of the day, they're kids.
Yep.
And
Yep.
sometimes they go have a kid moment, you know.
Yeah.
So
They are, man. They are, and I'm telling you, man, that's some good stuff, man. Because them kids, like you said earlier, coach, they feed off you. They feed
yeah,
off the
no, they
parents.
feed off you. They
you
definitely
know.
feed off you.
And when they go off to college, it gets kind of rough because the parents don't be there as much. But when you do show up at those meets, they go off.
Oh
They
nah,
go off.
yeah, nah. They definitely, especially if you don't tell them you coming and they look in the crowd
Yeah,
and they
you
see
show
they
up.
like,
Yeah.
oh, it's showtime now.
Oh
Ma
yeah,
Dukes and Dad in the building, yes sir. We
for
about to
sure.
shine now.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, what's been your most memorable interview on your podcast
Ooh, that's a
so
good
far?
question. Um, I would probably say Coach Lee Van Sands. He's a jump coach. He actually just got hired at Kentucky.
Okay.
Coach Lee Van Sands, Levon Sands, from the Bahamas. Great guy. Super knowledgeable. He was coaching at my alma mater, Florida State. But things happen. But he had just coached I think it's Malik Davis. I think his name. He had just coached Tim. He won the trials and he went to the Olympics.
Okay.
And we interviewed him when he got back. So yeah, great guy. Like I say, he just got a job at Kentucky. So if you're a jumper out there, you hitting them numbers, reach out to Coach Lee Van Sands. Tell him Philly Vince Matter sent you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that one. It was pretty cool interview. Really nice guy.
Cool. So who is your you have a dream guest that you want to bring on your show?
We working on I'm waiting for the world championships to be over. The cool thing about social media, like I told y'all earlier, post and try to connect with people. Jessica Ramsey, her and my daughter have a nice little relationship. We connected through IG. So like she even rocked the Field Events Matter brand when she's out at some of her track meets throwing. So she qualified for the world championship. So as soon as she get back from Tokyo, we gonna try to line that one up. But she's real cool, man. We got to see her in Miami. She came out for a track meet. She spent some time with Vanna, pour some knowledge into her. We got to meet her dad and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Man, and you know what, Coach, man, it's still some good people out there, man.
Oh yeah,
Even at the pro level, man.
Yeah.
And
no, she's an amazing person, man.
Yeah. That's man, cause I know, some pros, have reached out, to my daughter and they talk and they always checking up on her. And man, it's just awesome, man. And you don't hear that all the time, man. But
no, you don't.
Track and field,
You
track
don't.
and field, man, it's a pretty tight knit group, and it's I just hate that not even the field events, just a sport, period, man.
It don't. Not in America, man. It don't get the just due, and it's sad because like you and I know, and the people watching, I love all sports. I played all the sports, whatever. Nobody work harder than the people in track, man. I'm sorry.
I tell you.
I don't play football, I play baseball, basketball, all that. Nobody works harder than people in track. That's why most people run away from track because they see that workout.
Coach, hey, let me tell you this, man.
I'm going to football practice, coach.
I played football in college, man. I decided to go try out for the track team. I made it through a half of practice.
Man, you ain't messing with that workout, man.
Hey, man, they talk about 10 200s, and I'm like,
yeah, man, nah, man, you ain't messing with that workout, man. Let me go back over here.
3.
Let me go back over here and play some baseball and hang out and eat some sunflower seeds. I'm not, bro. You crazy in this hot sun?
Man,
nah, they work,
right,
man. And the margin of error is so small. Like, it's
exactly,
the margin of error is so small, but we definitely working on it, man. And hopefully, and a lot of people don't like Noah Lyles, but I understand why he do what he do. Because he always end up on ESPN or USA Today or somewhere, and it do bring some light to track and field.
Yeah, he had raced what's that guy name?
Tobago. Oh yeah.
100.
Yeah. I wish him and Tyreek could have raced. That would have been nice.
Yeah, I was waiting on that. I was waiting on that. That would have been a good one. That would have been a good one. Hey, Coach. So, what do you hope listeners take away from your show, especially young throwers and coaches?
Just love it. You know, if you get involved in this thing, make sure that the kids love it. Teach them a respect for it. Like I know a lot of young athletes don't really know the throwers. You know, like the Valerie Almonds, you know, the Jessica Ramseys, the Chase Jacksons, and things like that. Introduce them to those people. Let them sit down on YouTube and watch. So they can learn the importance of the work that it takes to get to that level. That way they don't cheat the sport and they don't cheat themselves. And as a parent, just enjoy the ride. You know, don't rush it. I can tell you from experience, like it feel like we just started. Savannah been throwing 6 years now, you know, and I wish I can go back to when she was 6 years old, because 6 and 7 years old, that's when we had our best times, you know, just out there having fun. There was no pressure, you know, nobody really knew who she was. Um, but just enjoy the journey as a parent, you know. You know, I know you coach and you have the stresses and you got things that you got to take care of, but enjoy the journey, because eventually it's gonna be over and they gonna be grown, and you know,
Yeah.
so enjoy the journey.
Yeah. I will just add to that. Um, just trust the process,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, trust the
with your
process is
athletes, you
huge too.
know.
Yes. Yes.
Um, they don't have to win the day,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. Make sure they getting developed, make sure they are actually enjoying what they do, and everything will fall in place. And
Yeah.
so what's going to happen? You keep doing the right thing, getting them developed. Make sure you're checking their mental. If you stay on top of it, they're going to grow and grow and grow. And one day you're going to be at a track meet, and you go like, "What just happened?"
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
They just go start going off, you
Yeah.
know.
And don't get
So,
so caught up in the numbers. Like you were saying, trust the process. Don't get so caught up in the numbers, especially
yep,
for the younger kids. I know it's
yep,
hard because you
yep,
see, oh, this kid threw this or this kid jumped that, and now you
yep,
got your kid out there doing all these crazy workouts.
yep,
Trust the process.
yep, yep.
Trust the process.
And I had to learn that too. I stopped talking numbers. We still don't talk numbers to this day.
Yeah. No, we all
Um,
we listen, we all have been there. That's why we
yep,
can give that
yeah,
advice.
yeah. We still don't talk numbers to this day. You know, for me, you know, if I talk to her, it's always, hey, you go out there, do what you
Do what you
do
do.
the
That's
best,
right.
do the best you can.
Yep.
That's all I ask. You
Yeah.
know, that's
Because
all I ask.
you can handicap a kid too. You give them a number, now they stuck on that number. They can go further or they can run faster, but they stuck
Exactly.
on that. They stuck on that
Yep.
number. Don't get a
Yep.
number. Just go out there
Yep.
and do your best.
And
You
I'm
do your
telling you
technique
that,
and trust everything. The
yeah,
numbers will come.
yeah. And what's crazy is if you keep it like that, you know, keep motivation, keep, you know, pushing them to do great things and not just hit on them numbers and all like that. I'm telling you, they're gonna PR. And they not gonna even know it until you tell them. They're like, hey, I didn't think I thought that was a bad throw. You know,
Man,
that
I'm
it's
telling you,
crazy.
and
Yeah.
for the people that have watched some of our podcasts of these champions that we just interviewed the last couple of weeks, we had one boy had a 50-foot PR in javelin this year. So imagine him last year. People are saying, "Oh, he whatever, whatever." No, he trusted the process. He worked.
Yep.
He trusted the process of 50-foot PR in 1 year. That's insane. But he
It's
trusted the
crazy.
process. He listened to his coaches, and he didn't get so caught up in the numbers. He just went and worked.
Yep.
And he said when he said even when he looked at the board, he didn't believe it.
Yeah, that's how it be. That's why they be for real shocked about that, man. They be
Yeah,
for real
man.
shocked. Um, so I got two questions, coach, then we'll get out of here.
Hmm.
Um, what's your long-term vision for your daughter?
Ivy League, and for her to get a good degree where she can, because unfortunately, hopefully it changes, but there's not much money in track and field. It just is what it is. So to get a good degree is something that you love, and you can make a decent living for yourself. And she already now, she's already training kids and coaching. So maybe she'll go that route once she finishes school. But right now, the goal is to get to Ivy League, and see what happens after that.
Man, coach, I'm telling you, you own it. You
Yeah,
own it, coach.
if Olympics come, then Olympics come. But the goal is Ivy League degree. That's the goal.
Yep,
You know.
yep, yeah. and that's the way I go about it with mine, coach. Tell her go down there, get your school done,
Yeah.
pass all your classes, right? Do the best you can, do your workouts, to the best of your ability. If anything happen, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
Don't academics are very important.
Yep.
You're down there to get a good education too.
Fact.
Track is track.
Track.
But make sure you're doing. Make sure you're setting yourself up to do something great outside of sports when you graduate. From college. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah. So I'm with you, coach, 100% on that. I can talk about that all day long.
Yeah.
Because I just think it's important, and I just think, man, at a young age, because I done been to the AAU meets, man. I done been to these meets, man, and these parents are yelling, telling these kids about Olympics, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a dream.
No, there's nothing wrong with having a dream.
There's
nothing wrong with having a dream.
But do you know, like, going to the Olympics is like winning the lottery.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard. I'm not saying it can't be done.
It's hard.
But you want to make sure you throw the education in there. You need to,
because you gotta have something. You gotta have something to fall back on, because any athlete, I don't care what sport you in, eventually your career will come to an end. You know, unless you in golf, you can golf forever. But most sports, by 30, 35, you got to figure it out. If maybe you can go into coaching, and then maybe you can make some money that way. Maybe you can go on the TV or something like that if you still want to be connected to the sport. But if not, you got to figure it out. So you want to try to hopefully set yourself up that when your career does come to an end, you got something to fall back on, and you got something that'll be able to sustain you, for the rest of your life. So that's what we always teach our kids,
Yeah. Got to set them up for success, coach. You know what I'm saying?
You do.
Yeah, you definitely got to do that. Man, that's some good talk right there, coach. I just hope everybody listening to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't want, don't want parents to put it, and it's going to happen. I know it, but hopefully this will reach one parent. I just don't want them to just keep putting their kids in that type of situation, man.
Put them in the best situation possible, and life will open up, and doors will open and things will happen.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure that you got stuff in place if things don't go the way you plan. I know people always say there's no plan B, but you better have a plan B. You might not have to share that with your kids, but you better have a plan B. Like we all, like with us, me and my wife, we straight up with our kids. We don't lie to our kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, my son's a sophomore in baseball. Baseball is extremely hard to, get money and get, so I told him, grades come first. If it happens and you get your scholarship in baseball, we take that route. But if not, you go to school and you be a student. Savannah's a little different because she, her talent level is a little higher in her sport. But even with her, at the end of the day, for us, it's school. You're student athlete. School come first. Then, track and field comes second. As long as you're doing what you're doing in school, then you can keep doing what you're doing in track and field. But school come first, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And the major goal is, we want our kids to be successful, man.
Yeah, get you some free school. You ain't got no loans and nothing hanging over your head.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, them student loans. Hey, I'm telling you, man. Get this. I told my daughter, I said, "Hey, man, we ain't got no money for school. You are."
That's the real flex, man. You come out of school with no debt. That's the real flex.
Hey, I'm telling you,
that's a flex, man.
For real. So this is the final message here, coach. Final message to parents, coaches, and young athletes competing in field events. What's your final message to them?
Enjoy it. Be you. I understand with technique, some things have to stay the same, but put your flair on it. Like it's so funny. We always tell these stories. Like people saw Savannah think she might have been 9. She started wearing shades. You know, most runners wore shades. Nobody really wore shades at that point, at least not around where we were. And she started wearing shades. And people thought she was wearing shades because of fashion. She was wearing shades because one day she was running down a runway and a bug got in her eye when she was doing javelin. So we put shades on so that way that didn't happen no more. And then more kids started wearing shades. That we would get inboxes, which was pretty cool. People saying, man, my daughter wears shades because they see your daughter wearing shades, you know. So we always connect with people because I never want people to think that she's not approachable. And I never want her to think that she's bigger than somebody else because we don't raise her that way. So we always have those connections with other people, and she got friends from all across the country, man. So it's so cool. But be yourself, put your own spin on things, you know. And as a parent, put your kids in the best position to be successful. If you got it, like for us, 1 year there was no competition in Miami for her. So every weekend we had to get on the road and travel and go somewhere. Not everybody can do that. I understand it. We were blessed that we're able to do that. But you got to do what's best for your kid, and it helped. She won Junior Olympics that year. If we had stayed in Miami, she probably wouldn't have won Junior Olympics because there was no push, you know. So you got to do what's best for your kid. Like we said earlier, know your limitations as a parent and know your limitations as a coach. If you know that there's some things that you can't do, or there's parts of the technique that you don't understand, like for rotation, I can't teach rotation. I won't even try to teach my daughter rotation and shot put. I'm gonna take her to Coach Heaven, Coach Brenda, you know, Coach Tia up in Tampa. That's my real good friend. I'm gonna let them work with her because I can't work with her with rotation, but I'm man enough to admit that. You know, that's not my specialty. Now, javelin, I can do javelin, I can do discus, but when it comes to rotating and shot, I gotta let her go to somebody else. So you gotta know your limitations and don't be a gatekeeper. If you got knowledge and information, share it. You know, don't be like, you know, don't be that person, you know, and celebrate everybody, because you never know what people end up. Like, there's a girl in Largo, Florida, Jemiah Butler, dog, and Savannah was always beating her, and we would celebrate Jemiah. She would get second. Now she won JOs back to back, you know, and her and Savannah got a good relationship. Why? Because we celebrate them. Like, you don't be a hater, you know, because you beating somebody. Well, who cares? Like, they're kids, you know. Like, we trying to get her to come to Florida State. That's it. Listen, Savannah, don't go to Ivy League. 2031, we trying to load up at Florida State. So I by 2030, I'll let y'all know we're gonna have a nice bag for all the throwers that follow us. We got a nice NIL deal for all. Wherever we go, we gonna make sure y'all all taken care of. So we trying to win a natty just off the throws, coach. But it's some dogs in that 2031 class, man. It's some dogs. Yeah, you got some in Texas. You got Kyrie Foster in Texas. You got Butler here. You got Savannah here. Yeah, some dogs, and you got Aubrey Dunnigan, man. You got a girl in Georgia, Alex. It's some dogs in that 2031 class, man. So, and it's cool that
these kids different, man. They're
different. What they call it, trackflation?
Trackflation.
Yeah. It's crazy, man, because I had a girl, I know we wrapping up, but I had a girl, I think it was 2012. She was 12 years old. And she won the club championships at 31 feet. And I was like, oh my God, man, they throwing 31 feet at 10 now. These kids. Yeah, you throw 31 at 12, you ain't hitting the podium.
Man, I remember when 24.9 and the 200 was the thing.
Yeah, man.
In high school, man, they running almost 22s.
Man, what that girl in Virginia? Didn't the girl in Virginia just go like 23, 22 to seventh grader, Cameron Daly?
Was it 23-1, 22-9 or something?
It was something crazy, man. I watched her because we had a girl from Savannah school that went to Brooks, and she ran the 400. So we was watching that, you know, to cheer her on. Man, that girl came out there and ran that 51. I said, that's it, bro, at 7th grade. Then you got the Doggett sisters out there.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's on another level, man.
Hey, these kids different, man. These kids different. But I love it. You know, it's gonna help. Hopefully, it helps grow the sport to where they can have a professional league here in America, and they don't got to go overseas, and they can make a livelihood off of what they love to do. You know, that'd be amazing.
and them coaches, man, they watch, man. They those college coaches, man, they
Oh,
they
they watch.
watching, man. Because
Trust me.
I was at JO's in Oregon, what couple years ago.
Yeah, the USA one.
Yeah, and I was talking to college coaches. They was calling out some of the names we just talked about.
Oh, they
And
watch
this
it.
is D1 colleges.
They
They
watch it.
D1
They
coaches,
just
you know what I'm
can't,
saying?
because track is like baseball where you can't really talk to the kid
Yeah.
to like 11th grade. To me, which is dumb. I don't know why. You should be able to talk to a kid whenever. Now, if you offering
I
something, that's different. But you should be
because
able to talk to a kid once they get to
well,
high school.
I would say no, man, because those powerhouses, man, they was cleaning up, man. Like those big powerhouses,
They go clean
they
up
come down
regardless,
there.
man. Georgia's
They
still
are,
cleaning up.
but with this, man, I think because you can do is unlimited,
Yeah, now they
OVs
got
now.
unlimited visits now.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's giving them a little bit of chance to go out and kind of experience a little more because they was coming in just sweeping up stuff, man. But you can kind of see now, man, these athletes, man, they are like going everywhere now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
yeah.
not just
Because
those. Yeah, go ahead.
no, go finish and I'll go.
Yeah, it's not just the main schools we used to
Mhm.
always talk about, man. These kids are everywhere now,
Yeah,
man, which is great. Which is
yeah.
I like it, man.
Well, you
But
got two now. With kids traveling a lot more too. You've been competing against these kids, for years. So
yeah.
some people don't want to be teammates with you. They still trying to, this it's still a competition. We cool, but I
Yeah,
ain't trying to
yeah,
be your
yeah,
teammate. I'm trying to
yeah,
see you on
yeah,
that
yeah,
track still. And the cool
yeah.
thing about track is about numbers. So it don't
Yep,
matter where you go.
exactly.
Of course, the facilities might be better. Of course, you might get more drip. You might get a little bit more bag or NIL or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah,
But numbers are numbers.
yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care where you at. Like the kid Tinch, the one who just ran 12 something in the hurdles yesterday or
Uh-huh.
whatever. He was at a small school. It don't matter. Numbers is
Yeah.
numbers. You run,
It,
you run a nine, 9, 9, 9, 8 in 100 and D3. They go come and get you.
yep,
They
yep,
don't,
yep,
no. That's the cool thing about track.
yeah.
Unlike any other sport, numbers is The numbers is what at the end of the day is what count.
Yeah, and I was talking,
Once you get to that higher level, high school, college.
yeah, and I was talking to Coach Z about that the other day, man. We was talking about how those athletes that go to those lower division schools, then when they hit those numbers, those big dogs come in
Oh, they
and
coming. They coming.
they,
Yeah.
they come in and scoop them up, man. So
Yeah, like they
it
just
don't matter where you go.
who did UGA just got Jordan Davis. He was a D2 record holder for javelin. They went and scooped him up. Come on over
Hey,
here, buddy. I ain't even got to develop you. You already throwing 83 meters. Come on over here.
yep,
We give you better facilities, a better javelin. Now you rock Nike. Come on over here, my boy.
Tell you, man, yeah, they take care of you, man. I'm not gonna say they don't, because they really do take care of
Yeah.
you, and I think I think it's good because these kids, they work so hard, man. You're talking about starting off, because my daughter started running at 5 years old.
Okay.
These kids they start off young, man, all the way up to college, man, and they earn that, man. They
Yeah,
earn
no,
it.
they definitely earn it. And that's why I wish we can get something. I know we have that American Track League, which is cool. I just wish ESPN will pick it up, man. I'd be so mad sometimes you be on ESPN and they playing cornhole, and we
Cricket.
saw they had they were doing like shopping carts or something on ESPN the other day. I said, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Yeah,
Like you
man.
put all this crazy stuff on ESPN and you can't put a track meet on here. Like
Yeah,
it don't make sense.
yeah, it's rough, man, and I don't think it's gonna ever be where we want it to be,
Yeah, no, I got you. Well,
But
but
Coach, man, final shout outs, Coach. Final shout out.
my wife, she helped me find this the Field Events Matters, Kimberly Davis. Of course, Savannah, she got the ball rolling. Coach Tia up in Tampa, Coach John Jones. And that's, remember we talked about how supportive it was. So he
Yeah.
saw Savannah breaking records. His daughter Layla Jones is amazing. I don't know if you ever heard of her. She's
Okay.
the youth GOAT in shot put. She won jails 8 years in a row. But he reached out to us, you know, and we were able to connect. And you know, like him and now her and Savannah, that's like Savannah's big sister in throws, her and Janiyah Simpson up in Tampa. You know, John Jones and just everybody, you know, that the Ricky Dunnigan, everybody that support the movement. We got some great people in the field events family community. Hopefully after this, you know, we can grow even more and bring more families in there, more kids, and they can get that shine and what they you know, and the recognition that they deserve.
Nice, Coach. Well, give everybody your handles right now for those who want to, you know, get in contact with you or want to follow you or, you know, want to link up with you, you know, talk throws or want to support whatever you do.
I got
How
you.
can they get in contact with you, Coach?
Well, on Facebook, you can follow us at Field Events Matters, or you can follow my personal page. It's DOS, DOS, like number 2 in Spanish, and then Biblas, BIBLAS. Facebook won't let me change my name. My real name is David. You can reach us there. And yeah, but mostly just through the Field Events Matters group. That's where we run everything through. It's a lot of coaches in there. Like I said, it's about 40 to 50 college coaches in there. A lot of youth coaches from all across the country. A lot of great families, a lot of great kids. So we definitely love to have you be a part of the community where we can keep this thing rolling and let the world know that Field Events matters.
Nice. And what I'll do, guys, once the show ends here, give me about 10 minutes or so, and I'll drop all those links in the comments and description section so y'all can hit that, click on it, follow Coach.
And y'all make sure y'all keep checking out these podcasts from Texas Track Dad, man. He have some great people. Listen, he has some great coaches on here. There's a lot of knowledge. Just go back through and just watch some of the past interviews, man. You're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn a lot. I can't think of the one guy's name. I think he had a purple shirt on and a bucket hat. Man,
that's Coach Z. That's Coach Z.
Man, he was dropping some gems, man.
Coach Z. Yeah. And I told Coach Z, man, I had all those questions, and I said we didn't get to the other questions.
Man,
everything he said, man, was on point, and
you just had to talk about it, bro. Yeah. From the high school, college, bro. He was, you know, and that's how you evolve. That's how you grow as a coach. Listen to other people, you know. Listen to how their experiences, you know, they coaching styles, and you can mesh things and develop your own style and take it from there, you know.
Yeah. You're never gonna know it all, you know. It's a continued process, man. We always learning on everything, man. But Coach, I appreciate the shout out for sure, man. I appreciate your support on what I do, man, and I appreciate what you're doing with, you know, your podcast and everything. And I'm definitely a supporter, you know, what you do for sure. So with that said, guys, we're going to get out of here. So this last show for this week, but man, thank y'all once again. IG, thank y'all for always chiming in, commenting. Thank everybody. But I'll be back next week sometime with another show. But once again, thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Thank
The champs is here.
Yo, we out here on the track where the dreamers run. Each step a testament, here we get it done. Crushing all the hurdles, breaking through the pain. The Texas sun shines bright as we train in the lane. Push it to the limit, never look back. Texas Track Dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. From Dallas to Houston, yeah, we're raising the bar. Every athlete's story, every victory a star. We hustle on the field, focus sharp like a spear. The clock's ticking down, but the finish line is near. With every single stride, we own the sound. Texas Track Dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. From Dallas to Houston, yeah, we're raising the bar. Every athlete's story, every victory a star. We hustle on the field, focus sharp like a spear. The clock's ticking down, but the finish line is near. With every single stride, we own the sound. Texas Track Dad, we run the show. Talking fast times, how the athletes grow. In the podcast groove, we bring the heat. From the field to the mic, can't accept defeat. So lace up your shoes, let the journey commence. Texas Track Dad, we build the suspense.